Hi, and welcome to day one of the 5-day Life Purpose Challenge. I'm Dr. Michelle Pedicola. I am the CEO of Secrets of Life and Death and Second Chance Secrets. My mission is to support people, change makers, and leaders like you to fulfill your mission. That has been my mission for a long time. And right now, we are living in unprecedented times. I've been put through experiences that we have never experienced before. And recently, we have gone through a major upheaval in violence and violent responses to other people. This is all part of the physiological reaction to fear. And it's translated into aggression. I invite you to translate your frustration, your emotional response to this current scare by stepping into your purpose, by living your purpose, by fulfilling your destiny and sharing your gifts. Now, maybe you don't know what your purpose is. Maybe you are confused. Maybe it seems like a grandiose idea. I'm going to be doing an exercise today with a helper to show you how to get in touch, to tap into your own inner guidance so that you understand what it is that you need to do. I worked with a client of mine a year ago who had no idea what she was meant to do. Her relationship with her husband broke up. She went off to India and studied spirituality, and she came back and she still didn't know. And in a short amount of time, in doing one of these exercises, it became crystal clear. And of course, her first response was, well, I can't do that. But actually, she could, and she's doing it. And so this challenge, this Facebook 5-day challenge, is a container that's going to enable you to really tap in and step into your purpose. Now, let me give you an overview of what the week's going to look like. Today, we're going to focus on intention. What is your purpose, and what is your intention for this week? We want to put it on the practical level. What are you going to do this week to move your purpose forward? And I'm going to help you with that. Tomorrow, we're going to look at commitment. Because to get your results, you have to commit to taking action every day. And commitment is sometimes difficult because on day 3, we're going to talk about resistance. So you start to take action. Maybe you get through the first few days, and then the resistance shows up. So day 3 is about resistance and the kind of things that come up when we try to step into our power, our authentic self, and our life purpose, and what you can do to deal with those resistances. Day 4 is the fun day, when we go into future visioning. Where are we taking this initial step? Where will our purpose take us? Where will it lead us? How big can we imagine it? And then getting practical again. What steps do you need to take to get there? Day 5, no morning training. We're going to have a webinar. At 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Pacific Daylight Saving Time, we're going to have a webinar in which we're going to summarize the whole week. We're going to share our successes, and we're going to talk about what the next step is. Now that you've got momentum, where do you go from here? What do you need to do next to develop and feed your life purpose? Now, I would like to invite my guest to join me so that I can show you a special tool for getting in touch and connecting with your inner self and finding out what your overarching purpose is and what your intention is for this week. So please welcome my guest, Beth Clune. And Beth is an independent consultant for businesses. She is involved in doing strategic planning and business development since 2009, and some of her major clients are AARP and AAA. So please welcome Beth. Beth, thank you for joining me and helping me with this segment of the Life Purpose Challenge. Could you take a moment to say a little bit about what has drawn you to participate in this challenge this week?
Thank you so much, Michelle, for inviting me to do this. And, I have, I think what happened is, this pandemic has really caused a lot of people and businesses to really do a lot of reevaluation and to look really inside myself to understand, where am I in my career and my life goals, and where do I need to be, 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now. And I think that one of the biggest opportunities, I think, I coach and mentor companies all the time, and I am constantly working with executive teams to do things like that. But what happens is you kind of forget that you need your own coaching and mentoring. And I think what has really brought me into this is the fact that I really needed to have someone, ask me those questions. And I needed to do some heavy lifting and really some more discovery of what I want to do as I continue to look out at the business landscape and what makes the most sense for me moving forward. And so I thought there is not a better time to spend in physically, emotionally, and psychologically kind of doing a debrief of who I am and what I'm doing and where I'm going. And so I really appreciate this challenge, and I look forward to the next 5 days. And
Awesome.
I'm a little scared too.
Yes,
So.
that's okay. That's okay. Scared is good. That means you're pushing the envelope. You're getting outside your comfort zone, and that's exactly what we want to do. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do an exercise, a guided meditation that's going to help you to tap into your subconscious, higher mind, heart space so that you can hear what that part of yourself says. Have you had any spiritual background? Have you done any meditation before, Beth?
You know what, I have, but it's been years. So I'm not that good at it.
Perfect. Because I want to let the viewers out there, my audience out there, know that you can do this even if it's been a long time or you've never done meditation, that it's possible to do this. So Beth, what we're going to start is by making sure that you're super comfortable, that your feet are flat on the floor, that you're in a safe space, that you're supported. And you can either close your eyes or gentle them. You don't have to close them if that's uncomfortable.
No.
And you're going to start by taking deep, slow, relaxing breaths. Really deep breaths. Count of 5, breathing in and exhaling. 5, breathing out. And breathing in with your nose and exhaling with your mouth. And when you breathe in, breathe the breath in all the way to your head. And as you exhale, let all the thoughts, all the worries, concerns just drain down through your body, down all the way down to the soles of your feet. And imagine there are roots or tendrils growing out of the soles of your feet and going deep down into the earth, where it releases those thoughts and energy that you don't need, all the way down to the center core of the earth. And when you breathe up the energy and support of Earth, her solidity, her groundedness, her strength, her beauty, her power, her generosity, abundance, power, age, wisdom. And bringing that energy up through your roots, up through your legs, your torso, up into your heart. And letting the energy of Earth, the fiery center of the Earth, commingle with your own fiery ball in the center of your heart. And letting your heart expand with each breath. And this time I want you to breathe out through the top of your head, letting your breath reach out like a tree, a luminous tree, branching out into the heavens, reaching first to the moon and the sun, and then branching out further to touch all the planets in this solar system, and then reaching further out into all the stars in the Milky Way galaxy, and then reaching further out into all the galaxies of the universe. Bringing in the energy of the heavens, bringing it back down through the top of your head, down through your neck, and down into your heart. Bringing in the guidance and wisdom of the universe, bringing in the voice of the universe. And letting those two energies, the earth and the heaven, commingle and form a circuit, a circulation that circulates throughout your body, energizing and expanding you. And as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in not only the energy and the wisdom of the universe, but I want you to breathe in the love of the universe. I want you to imagine that about 16 feet above your head, your higher guide, your higher wisdom, your oversoul is coming down to connect with you. 16 feet above. And as you breathe in, you're breathing in love energy from that oversoul. And as you breathe out, you are breathing love back to the oversoul so that you are connected with that higher mind, that higher self. And you are bringing that wisdom into your heart. And you're exhaling all the heart, all the love that you have received from the heavens and the earth. And so you are forming a new circuit between your higher mind and yourself. And it's like you're on a telephone and you're going to listen into your heart being the receiver of the wisdom of your higher mind. And so you are going to listen very carefully, realizing that sometimes the higher mind speaks like a dream, in symbols, in experience, in taste. Any of your sensory organs could be activated. And so you want to listen very carefully to your heart. And you are going to know when you are hearing your heart, because your heart will literally expand, almost to the point of an ache. So listen very carefully and tell your heart, I'm listening to you now. And you're going to ask a question of your heart. You're going to ask your heart, what do I need to know from you right now? What are you here to tell me right now? And if you get a vision or a sound or a word, go ahead and share it before it disappears. Anything that comes up for you as you're listening to your heart, focusing on your heart.
not to be so tough on myself, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So continue to listen. So not being so tough. So receive the love. It's part of not being so tough is to receive the love and let that expand. And I want you to check in with your heart and say, is there something I need to do this week? What do I need to focus on this week? What will help me to activate my purpose this week? What action do I need to take?
I think my heart is telling me I have some family issues with my mother
Mm-hmm.
this week,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that is going to come to a big decision that is going to be very, very difficult.
Okay.
So that's one thing that my heart is telling me.
Awesome. Awesome. Fabulous. Okay.
The other thing is, I think, is appreciation for people around me. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I have, maybe I haven't told people enough
Mm-hmm.
how I appreciate them. I
Mm-hmm.
think that
Mm-hmm.
that's, that is, things can be tough, but on the, I mean, people, so many people would love to have what I have. So
Mm-hmm.
I have to be more appreciative of
Mm-hmm.
that and tell people how much I appreciate them being part of my life.
Great. And what can you appreciate yourself about?
um, that's hard.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. My son has this amazing internship. He's in college and he's studying geology, and so he's leaving for a 6 week track where he's going to live in the mountains in a tent without very much. And of course, I've tried to get him to do everything, but of course, I have taken over a little bit today to get him to the finish line. And he's of course, I'm saying, you need to be more independent, and so he fessed up to me that I need to not be so controlling. So that was a very amazing, we had an amazing conversation today of expectations and what he needed from me and how much he appreciates it. But when I do everything, he tends to do nothing. So even though I've been pushing, it's this, I have a tendency to just take it over. And I probably do that. Not probably, I do that in my career when people aren't pulling their weight. I end up doing a lot of things for them
Mm-hmm.
that I shouldn't probably.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I need
Wow.
to coach and mentor better than doing it. And what people love about me as a boss is that I can roll up my sleeves. I can do it. I don't have a problem getting down to, the granular level, but my best me is being more on the strategic level. So I feel like today was a really, like, I feel like between my son, I mean, I feel like I had a total breakthrough with myself because he really told me exactly what I have been doing, and not only to him, but I'm sure to other people. So it was very good.
Huge, huge, huge breakthrough. And
Yeah.
of course, I think I had already mentioned elsewhere that this right now we're going into the dark phase of the moon. We're heading towards the new moon, so that's the darkest part. And this is actually a time to go inside. This is a time to really examine yourself. So it's absolutely perfect. And the stuff that's coming up for you is absolutely what you need. So what I want you to think about through the course of this week, based on what's come up for you in checking in your heart, is how can you incorporate that in your purpose this week? That some of these things may be the way to connect with what you really need to do, that you take practical action and things can really expand for you.
That's so
That
interesting.
you take care of those things and things open up. And
Yeah.
trust that you're going to get what it is that you need to do. Now, my experience generally is that the things that we have the most difficulty with are also the and learn how to handle are what we actually can bring into our world. That becomes what we can teach other people. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, totally. It does.
Because that's actually what we can teach and give to other people the best, is the things that come from our own hard experience and development. So I want you to also think about that through the course of this week, is what are you learning? Please keep track of this. Do the sheets, but also journal and keep track of what you're going through. And uh, and come to the end of the week in the webinar on Friday, and we'll see where you ended up at the end of the week. I'm very excited for you. Was there
I
any
am.
inkling? Is there any inkling of, you know what you can do? You've been an amazing corporate mother, and you've really helped people to plan and figure things out. And this is your gift. Now maybe you have more to do with that, and maybe your next phase of that, or your next up level, is what the gift your son gave you today, about stepping back and enabling people to become powerful themselves.
It's, you know, it is, I honest to God, it was like a light bulb that went off in my head today. And I
Yes,
knew I was doing this with you today. And I was like, it was, it completely washed over me. And, it was a great revelation, no doubt about it. So, um,
real
I
gift.
think, yeah. So I mean, I did journal a lot last night, and so I think I'm going to add to this today. I get him on a plane tomorrow at 5 a.m., so I have some time on my hands to
That's
spend
fantastic.
doing
That's
that.
what
Yeah, so I'm
the
very
universe
excited.
is coming
Yes.
together for you. So, do you have any questions for me, or do you have any more questions of your heart right now?
You know, I it's so interesting when we started this conversation about life purpose, and I think I think one thing it's so interesting because again, I think, you're constantly, when you're in your corporate world and you're working on projects and you're checking things off the list and you're moving forward and there's dates and deliverables and expectations and quotas and numbers and I think what I realized is that those the planning that goes in that the planning that I do for other people's, you know, companies, etc., is so sophisticated and I just work so hard at that. And yet I haven't worked that hard in my own life purpose planning.
Mm,
And I feel like that's what this week has like really, it's like exposed a nerve of
mhm,
mine
mhm.
that I had these plans, my 30s and my 40s, and then all of a sudden I turned 50 and I was like, holy shit, I'm 50 and I just, what am I doing? And like, what's this, what the stage that I'm in, like, what does it look like, and where do I need to be? And so I think it's very introspective time in my life. And I feel that I do need to do that heavy lifting and go inside and just and do some planning for myself. And I think it feels where before it was scary, now I feel more empowered.
And
And I feel like if I can check some things off my list, I'm going to be in a lot better place.
I totally agree with you. As you give yourself space, as you recognize your appreciation for other people, as you handle the situation with your mother, as you let go of your son, you're actually clear, you are changing your behavior patterns. And as you do that, you create space for new behaviors to come in.
Yeah.
And that is going to have a huge impact on how you move forward.
Yeah. I mean, it's so crazy because, just setting intentions and putting it out there in the universe and writing it down
Mm-hmm.
really makes such a difference.
Amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it is.
committing. And it's okay, Beth, some of the there may be some resistance that comes up, and that's going to be one of the trainings that we're going to do this week. And that's part of the journey, and it's okay. And you're going to be getting some tools for dealing with resistance as well. But you have a great start, and if you don't have any other questions, we're going to go ahead and close for now.
Okay.
And I'll be seeing you, I assume, on the webinar on Friday.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Can't
Okay.
wait.
All
All
right.
right.
Excellent. So thank
Wonderful.
you again. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you very much. I
All
appreciate it. All right. Look forward to the week.
right. Okay. Be
All
brilliant.
right. Okay. Bye-bye now.
Bye.